Steve Garland, head wrestling coach at the University of Virginia, giving my weekly video newsletter. So much to talk about this week. I'm going to try to get through it quickly, but gosh, it was a very busy week last week. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to everybody that came back for our annual All Sports Reunion weekend. It was a tremendous weekend for us and our wrestling family. I got to see Nick Nelson and Sean Harris, guys who were part of my one of my first recruiting classes here, who, basically transformed our program. I mean, they were guys that were on the front lines of a revolution, something that we felt like they were able to be a part of a group that just made tremendous strides here at the University of Virginia. There was a lot of good guys that had come in the past, but collectively, I just feel like what they were able to do in terms of culture and creating a culture and sustaining that and being leaders and growing up right before my eyes, it just was really special for me to see them. I especially, guys like, I pick up Nick at the airport and he's telling me all about his new job and what it's like to be a trader in Chicago in the pit. And I'm looking at this guy and just seeing the growth in this guy from a guy who, I went up and worked out at a camp in Western Pennsylvania how many years ago, and then there he is now. It's pretty cool. It's one of the most rewarding parts of the job. And then seeing Sean Harris, a guy who, came here and again, I saw so much change physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, academically, all these things in his life and where he is now. It just was really special. And it warmed my heart. And then getting to see, the Pegues, Johnny and Kathy Pegues, and getting to see Hunter and all these guys that are constantly in our corner and say, man, thank you. I mean, seriously, thank you. Because doing that face-to-face is completely different than doing it in a letter. And so that was really neat. So thank you for all the support with the Alumni Weekend. The other big event we had was our wrestle-offs. And I'm going to highlight some of the wrestle-offs. I'm not going to talk about all of them, but two wrestle-offs I wanted to really highlight this week. Nick Herman versus Will Mason. Tremendous. I mean, it was seriously 3 overtimes. It was one of the craziest wrestle-offs I've seen here at UVA that I've been a part of. It was about as dead heat as even match as it can get, with Nick Herman eking out a win at the end. And we have a mantra that I mentioned to you guys that I've been talking to my team about fail harder. Meaning if you're going to go out, then go out. I mean, everything you've got, no reserve. That's the no reserve pillar. Is when you sell out in that go that you literally can't even move afterwards. I believe truly that Will Mason gave every ounce of his heart, every ounce of his body in that match, and just came up short. But it wasn't because of training. It wasn't because of effort. It wasn't because of mental toughness. He gave everything. And so he was devastated afterwards. But you know what? We want to embrace that. That's the no regrets piece. We want to embrace that guy that would rather be that guy that feels that pain and takes it head on, and be that guy than the guy that, I lost. No big deal. We'll hit the next one, And credit to Nick Herman for finding a way to win. He's a highly touted recruit. He's a 3-time national champ. He's a 4-time state champ. We expect big things out of him. He found a way to beat a great kid in Will Mason. So credit to him, credit to both guys. The other match I want to highlight is Nye and Gillen. Zach Nye, just tremendous. I mean, how he was able to find a way to beat Pat, because Pat was ready to wrestle. And Pat came out, and it just like Pat was a big recruit too, high school national finalist, 3-time or 4-time high school All-American, New England champion. The guy's great, and he's been developing constantly since he's been here. He's come such a long way since his first year here. He's from Connecticut originally, and so no offense to Connecticut, but he had a long way to go in terms of technical development, and he's done that. And again, dead heat. Nye finds a way to win in double overtime. But fantastic match, and these guys are so good for each other. I was so proud of Pat. I was so proud of Zach. I was proud of everybody. So the effort and the heart was phenomenal. Technically, we got tons of work to do. I'm just going to be honest. We got tons of work to do, but so I was frustrated a little bit there, frankly. But at the same time, you can't teach heart and guts. You can teach a single leg. So we are in a good place. Just a couple quick ones. Derek Papp beat Ethan Hayes in a wrestle-off, and close. They always have close matches. Every time these guys wrestle, it was 3-2 this time. Both of them know each other so well. It's really tough for both of them to wrestle each other, but that was a match that everybody, I think, was looking at. And Blaze Butler came out and got a fall in his match, and he's a guy that I think a lot of people are anxious to see this year, what he's capable of because of what he did last year. So those are the wrestle-offs. A lot of other guys to mention, but I just wanted to highlight those quickly. Lastly, our quad match. For those who don't know, we have a quad match this Saturday. We're going to be wrestling Anderson College at 10, Gardner-Webb at noon, and West Virginia at 2 o'clock. Anderson's a team that we've had every year since I've been here. Their coach and I are buddies. He's a phenomenal guy. I think the world of him. He does a great job. He's had numerous national champions and All-Americans, Division II and we just can't wait. Every year I look forward to seeing him. And so Doc Kelly is his name. He's just phenomenal, and he's a great coach. And he's gonna have his team ready to go. That'll be the first match. You'll see a lot of our young guys in that match. The second match, Gardner-Webb, Daniel Elliott's doing a great job at Gardner-Webb and their emerging program, and we try to have them on the schedule each year as well. And we wrestled them last year down there, and now we've got them back at home. The big match, though, that everybody, I think a lot of our fans are waiting for is the West Virginia Showdown at 2:00. West Virginia is a Big 12 team. They're a team with a storied history. They're a team with a storied coach. Their coach is a Hall of Famer. They got a lot of talented guys. And I'll tell you what, that's going to be a battle, and so I think 2:00 is going to be a lot of fun. So we're just trying to get everybody we can to come root our guys on and help support our mantra: no retreat, no reserve, and no regrets.